everyone! Because I've only been able to play Rainbow Six Siege for about 8 hours, and it relies so heavily on its multiplayer servers, we're holding off on a final scored review until later this week. Until then, here's what I think. Rainbow Six Siege pulls me in opposite directions at the same time. On the one hand, the moment-to-moment gameplay experience is fantastic. Every second of the short rounds matter. Walls and floors won't protect you, and sound tactics win matches. But, like other 2015 multiplayer-focused shooters such as Evolve and Star Wars Battlefront, there's not a lot of there. My time with Siege so far leaves me feeling like this Rainbow Six revival is a skeleton with not a lot of meat on its bones. Siege reboots the long-running Rainbow Six series as a 5-on-5 attack and defend competitive shooter that's as much about blowing holes in the world around you as in your opponents. Destruction is no gimmick. Shooting through walls, blasting through floors and ceilings, and keeping as much of your corporeal Special Forces husk behind fragile cover during firefights is key to extending your life in each of the respawn-free modes. And while Siege isn't the best-looking shooter out there, it includes memorable touches like the arterial blood spray that coats the wall behind your target when you off them. It looks like something truly terrible happened in that spot. Playing defense is a strategic rush because you know the attackers could burst through a wall at any moment. When defending an objective, you'll have 30 seconds or so at the start of a round to fortify key areas, with barbed wire on the floor, barricades, reinforced doors and windows, and more to limit the enemy's ability to approach their target from certain angles. I haven't liked fortification in a shooter this much since Gears of War 3's fantastic Horde mode. That offense versus defense focus is reflected in Siege's operators, 10 attackers and 10 defenders, each with unique skills. On offense, I'm rather partial to Sledge, who can instantly pound holes through walls and floors, and Thermite, who can laser cut his way through reinforced doors or windows. On defense, I love Pulse, who can detect nearby heartbeats through any surface. On the other side of that spectrum, I couldn't find a use for the Stimpak gun-toting Doc, as very few firefights ended with wounded teammates. Guns tend to be so lethal you're either dead or alive, with nothing in between. While the 11 maps have enough variety between them, the adversarial modes feel very similar. Hostage, bomb, and secure area are all variations of try to get into a place the other team is keeping you out of. The CTF-like Hostage carries the most potential, since it ostensibly has the added goal of grabbing a human-shaped flag and carrying it out of danger. But in my experience, no one ever even got to the hostage, let alone rescued him or her. Instead, an overwhelming majority of rounds ended with one team getting wiped out. As for the returning Horde-like Rainbow Six favorite Terrorist Hunt, where you and your team hold out against waves of AI enemies, normal mode is a bit of a misnomer here. On that skill, the CPU-controlled creeps have fairly lousy aim and won't take advantage of many of Siege's new mechanics outside of shooting through walls. Crank it up to at least hard and you'll have a better, more realistic, human-simulating challenge with your friends. Finally, there are situations. 10 single-player training missions that spotlight half of the included operators. They serve as decent tutorials for multiplayer proper, but because you don't have AI teammates at your side, they teach you very little about the tactics and choices you'll have at your disposal when other people get involved. Besides not yet having played on real-world servers under full stress, I also haven't yet tested the character progression, as my 8-hour pre-review session on the final build had everything already unlocked. This will be a key measure of Rainbow Six Siege's appeal, as access to upgrades like weapon attachments, weapon skins, and even new operators are obtained either through cashing in the in-game currency earned while playing, or by paying real-world money to accelerate the process. We'll see how fairly that's handled. Check back throughout the week for more on Rainbow Six Siege, including our final scored review. And for all things Rainbow Six, you're already in the right place, IGN.